A ship found adrift, perfectly intact, with hot coffee on the stove and not a soul aboard. The year was 1872. Out in the vast, unforgiving expanse of the Atlantic, something truly inexplicable unfolded. A brigantine, the Mary Celeste, was discovered sailing aimlessly, a phantom vessel on a quiet sea, her sails partly set, her cargo untouched. No distress signal, no storm damage, nothing to explain the chilling void within her hull. But it wasn't just the absence of her crew that sent shivers down the spine of those who found her. It was the details. A half-eaten meal on the table, still warm, a child's toy carefully placed on a bunk, and perhaps most unsettling of all, a kettle of coffee, still hot to the touch, simmering gently on the galley stove. Imagine the scene. The day Gracia, another brigantine, spots her on the horizon. Captain David Morehouse, a seasoned sailor, recognizes her. He knows Captain Benjamin Briggs of the Mary Celeste. They'd even shared a meal just days before in New York. A friendly wave, perhaps, but no reply. Growing concerned, Morehouse sends a boarding party. What they found on board would baffle the world for centuries. The Mary Celeste was not sinking, not burning, not even severely damaged. She was simply empty, a ghost ship, sailing silently, carrying a profound and terrifying secret. The ship's logbook, found in the mate's cabin, gave no clues. The last entry was dated November 25th, 10 days before her discovery, placing her position near the Azores. This meant she'd sailed approximately 600 nautical miles without a single human hand at the helm. The brigantine was well provisioned. There was enough food and water for 6 months. Her cargo of 701 barrels of industrial alcohol destined for Genoa was intact, though 9 barrels in the hold were found empty. A minor detail, perhaps, but one that would fuel speculation. Captain Briggs was a respected, experienced mariner. He was sailing with his wife, Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter, Sophia, and a crew of 7 men. All vanished without a trace. No struggle, no sign of violence, just an inexplicable, complete disappearance. The life raft was missing, suggesting an organized departure. But why? Why leave a perfectly sound vessel, especially with hot food and coffee still waiting? And where did they go? The sea rarely gives up its secrets easily, but this one felt deliberately withheld. The first theory, of course, was piracy, but this was quickly dismissed. The ship's valuables, including navigational instruments and the ship's papers, apart from the missing log slatey, were still on board. Pirates wouldn't leave such prizes. Then came the ghost stories. A ship found without a living soul, sailing under its own spectral power. Tales of sea monsters, supernatural forces, or even alien abduction began to circulate amongst the public, captivated by the sheer mystery. A more grounded explanation proposed mutiny. Perhaps the crew turned on Briggs. But again, no signs of struggle, no blood, no discarded weapons. And why would mutineers leave the ship and its valuable cargo behind? It made no sense. The most widely accepted theory involves the cargo itself. Those 9 empty barrels of alcohol. Industrial alcohol, in that era, was often volatile. A buildup of fumes in the hold, perhaps, leading to a small explosion or the fear of one. The theory suggests that Briggs, fearing an imminent explosion, ordered everyone into the life raft. They might have attached a tow rope to the ship, intending to wait out the danger. But then, something went wrong. The rope broke, or they simply drifted away. This could explain the missing life raft, the untouched valuables, and the sense of an orderly, if panicked, evacuation. The hot coffee, perhaps they'd been mid-meal when the alarm was raised, leaving everything as it was. But if that were the case, where were they? The Atlantic is vast, and a small life raft is a fragile thing against its power. Perhaps they succumbed to the elements or were lost in a sudden squall, never to be found. Another possibility involves a waterspout, a powerful column of rotating air and water, strong enough to rip sails and even lift people from a deck. Could a sudden, violent waterspout have swept the crew overboard in an instant? The evidence against this is the ship's condition. The Mary Celeste showed no significant structural damage consistent with such a powerful natural phenomenon. Her rigging was largely intact, her hull sound. The empty barrels remain a strong focal point. Some suggest that the 9 missing barrels weren't just empty, they were leaking. The fumes could have been overpowering, forcing the crew to abandon ship, not due to explosion, but suffocation. The Mary Celeste would sail on, but her story was sealed. She became a maritime legend, a symbol of the ocean's inscrutable power and the fragility of human life against its might. Her fate, and that of her crew, forever etched into the annals of the unexplained. Over the decades, countless authors, historians, and amateur sleuths have offered theories, some elaborate, some simple, none definitively proven. The Mary Celeste refuses to give up her secrets, remaining a silent, bobbing question mark on the vast blue canvas. She was eventually sold several times, her name becoming synonymous with bad luck. Her final journey ended in 1885, deliberately wrecked off the coast of Haiti by her captain, hoping to claim insurance money. An ignominious end for such a legendary vessel. But the mystery of 1872 persists. A family, a crew, a ship sailing itself, leaving behind only the ghost of a meal and the lingering scent of hot coffee. The Mary Celeste isn't just a story of a lost ship. It's a testament to the ocean's enduring enigma. If you're fascinated by the sea's unsolved riddles, you might find our deep dive into the disappearance of the USS Cyclops equally compelling.